because, of course, there were only the two candidates on the ballot. So, of course, one hopefully would have reached that 50% plus threshold. As you mentioned, Curtis Sliwa has reached that. He has secured that Republican nomination to run as the candidate for mayor here in New York City tonight.
All right, so we know a little bit of what's going to happen in November, but we'll see what happens. What about tonight? There's still a lot to talk about tonight. Let's bring in Professor Christopher Malone. Hey, Chris, real quick, you want to react to that news there? Curtis Sliwa going to be on the ballot in November.
God bless Curtis Sliwa. I think that, this is not unexpected. He has the highest name recognition or the higher name recognition. Neither of them has held public office. I think this is no secret that probably the Democratic primary winner will be the next mayor. But I'm sure he'll run a colorful campaign between now and November, and I can't wait to see it.
Professor Malone, we look at that mayor race right now, and we look on the Democratic side. Are you surprised? Maya Wiley has actually pulled ahead of Catherine Garcia by just a little bit into second place right now. Are you surprised by that in any way right now? Because we knew Maya Wiley was coming on strong here towards the end.
Yeah, I'm not surprised given the momentum that she had at the end of the campaign, Kurt. And again, I'm looking at this geographically. I'm looking at each of the boroughs, and Maya Wiley is in second place in Manhattan. Garcia still has a large lead, but a lot of where she's made up these votes is probably in the progressive vote in Manhattan. Eric Adams is still winning all of the outer boroughs, all four of them. What's really going to be interesting now, if in fact, for the sake of argument, that Wiley maintains a second place position, is will she get the progressive vote, the consolidation of the progressive vote? Diana Morales is at 3%, Scott Stringer is at about 5.5%. It's expected that those early round dropouts might go to her, the voters, the second preference. So it's not too surprising, but again, with ranked choice voting, you want to be the second choice, and who of this field, when they start to drop candidates out, are going to switch their votes to Wiley. The thinking is that they're going to come from the progressive lane, but the outer boroughs and those second choice voters probably are going to choose the more moderate candidate. So while she might hold on here, I still think that Garcia probably has the opportunity to surpass Wiley once we get into the later rounds here.
And Chris, as you talk about that progressive vote and how it's turned out throughout this election, of course, in terms of the mayoral race, but also in a lot of the city council races, how do you expect that to shape the future of the city council?
Yeah, that's right. Amanda, 2/3 of the council is up for election, open races. And, the progressive movement in New York City has really accelerated in the last, say, 5 to 8 years. I don't see anything mitigating that in these races. You have about a dozen or so socialist candidates that have, or Democratic socialist candidates that have a real chance. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a more moderate Democrat elected to the mayoral position with a very progressive city council in the direction that it's been going in. So, the ranked choice voting might rankle that, but the progressive movement at the very local base has been very organized, and I think that will redound positively to some of these more progressive candidates in the local council races.